So on the passenger side, let's see if I can get this right. This is what I pulled out. Obviously completely gone, disintegrated. There's no brake ducting. This thing had a tire blowout at some point. This upper fender well is about $700 brand new. So that probably won't happen. But what I will do is put her together this way. So a little bit missing still. I'll figure this out, this upper end, but as far as I'll know, this will be as good as new. This should patch right up with the brake ducting. So we'll put her together and see what it looks like when we're all done with the new darts, brake ducting, and everything else. So this is 99% installed. I've got to pick up some more of these darts. Need one up here, one down here, and then just a couple more on the bottom. But otherwise, brake ducting's in. It's all fitted on the bumper. And it's about ready for modification. So I'll hop over to the other side and install the other brake duct, which will replace a piece that is chipped. It's chipped out like right here. There's a small area. So I figured while I was under here doing this sort of thing, might as well do both sides. So here we go to the other side. And here we are on the driver's side with the other bunk chipped fender liner. So I'll replace this and we'll start working on this side of the brake ducting because I'll have to wait to pick up these extra body darts till tomorrow and monkey with the other side. So let's rip her out and swap it. So the driver's side is in. It is locked in with a body plug type in. I might have to figure out something better. But anyways, it's in the bumper and I did align it with the frame of the car. And what I did, if you can see in here, is I put a nut zert in here. See if we can focus. It's a 1024 nut zert. It's a 19/64 hole. The idea is you'll be able to unbolt and rebolt the brake duct to the frame well if you do have to take it out. This is the tool. That's the tool that you actually crimp it into the frame with. You drill a hole and then it crimps that way. It actually squeezes it into place. It's a compression fitting. They work really well. But yeah, the idea is that this is removable and it's not just a self-tapper that'll hold it in place. So I'll put a bolt and a washer and a lock washer in here. It's all stainless stuff. So it's as good as it's gonna be for I guess for this stage. We are going to be hacking up the fender well to make this happen. So at any rate, it is what it is. So that's going to be the best way I can do it. It looks as if the fender liner has to be cut out. I guess what would be the entirety of the existing brake ducting hole. So it's about here. Let's see if I can grab it. This is going to be really hard to picture, but it does appear that that whole area on the right side or inboard side of the hole needs to disappear for it to fit. So I've got a good idea of what needs to happen, and I'm going to give it a rough cut and come at it again and see what develops. Alright, so that was sufficiently awful. Alright, so we are about there. Yeah, that really doesn't fit at all. So, a little more trimming here and a little up top. So, The driver's side is done, and this is kind of the show pony side, I guess you could say. I did cut off a little bit more than I needed to, but I guess it's mostly guesswork. I did clean up the edges a little bit. Let's see if I can adjust the light so you can see this here. So I did clean up the edges a little bit that I dremeled out. This is door ding guard. It's like a trim edge type of deal. I'll show you the packaging that it comes in, but it really makes the edges look a lot better because it's pretty rough all the way through here because it was done with a Dremel. So this is the stuff that I used. Let's see. This is door edge guard. Anyways, professional automotive trim. It's black. It comes in packages like this. I got this at an AutoZone locally. Anyway, so that's the product. It's just a plastic, well, rubber type of deal. I guess it's probably petroleum based. It's real soft and pliable. But anyways, I did trim it out, so it does look halfway presentable. But shy of bolting it up, that's what the Z06 brake ducting looks like. The Z51 or Coupe C6 ducting ended in a hole in the fender liner, so that's where the Z06 brake ducting ejects. And here's the stock brake ducting, for example. That's the difference. It's the same piece. It does go under to the same hole down here, but it does not extend and turn towards the wheel. So once there's pressure on the wheel, I'd imagine that it would obviously rise up, and it'll be directly in line with the airflow. So it's pretty good, especially considering that the old piece was broken. And so we'll hop onto the passenger side and get that taken care of. So, not everybody's probably familiar with how the nut zert gun works. I've got a 1024 nut zert available at any hardware store locally. Insert it into the end of this. Thread her all the way to the bottom, and once you have your hole drilled, that's when you squeeze that, and that completes the nut zert installation. So here I have the hole large enough. Let's grab my dangle. Yeah, it's a hole drilled right in the frame rail. A lot of people use self-tappers, so say what you will. I'm trying to one-up them, I guess. Anyways, so I've got my nut zert installed. I'm in the hole. I'm going to put you down. Alright, so all that I did that you couldn't see was I crimped it. Squeezed it, gave it a lot of force, but now I should be able to back my threaded part out, and I will have a nut zert. Let's see what we got here. And there we go. There you have a threaded nut insert for that brake duct to hook up to. Passenger side is in the same state as the driver's side at this point. Just need hardware. And I will immediately be able to fasten this brake duct. It's right there. Same style cuts. Has the same style door ding guard stuff. It's really one side matches the other kind of deal. But other than that, we'll revisit this tomorrow. So it is the next day, and I ended up having to go buy some hardware. Little 1024 Allen head deals. I am going to install it with a little bit of anti-corrosion. Anti-oxidation paste. It's also sort of an anti-seize type of deal. So this is the last step. Put the couple screws in here, And at that point, I should be able to put the wheels on and make sure that we have clearance lock to lock, and we can take the car for a little drive. So, let's get them in. So you can see here, this is what we're going to use. Put a little bit of this magic sauce on them. So ideally, they'll be able to come out later in life, if and when need be, because it is aluminum and these are stainless, so they aren't exactly the friendliest thing to put together. I'm going to get it started here. And that's how that works. Plan really came together. I wasn't sure what size washer to get, but it seems to be about perfect. I'll snug it down a little bit. I don't want to tighten it too much because if the fit is not perfect on those nut zerts, you can twist them in the hole. I didn't have the correct size bit, so I used a Vari bit last night. And say what you will, but it does do the job. Here's some better light. You can see exactly what this ended up looking like. That trim edge all the way around. It's not rubbing anywhere really. Anyways, that's the basic install. This is the same as the other side, so I'm not going to show you that. You get the idea here, same process. When I went to drill the hole, or at least mark it out, it seemed to land itself about the same spot on each side. It's where the frame rail sort of the seam seemingly comes together. You can kind of see it down here. It seems to follow that. Fits naturally there. It didn't have to get forced, and that's the same on the other side. So ideally, when the wheel is back in, I'm thinking it's going to clear it still, the tire rather. Hopefully that's the case. So I'll snug this up and we'll get it back on the ground and go for a drive. Well, you can see it in there. So there it is. It's well out of the way right now. I guess I'll start it up, turn it full lock, and see what it looks like. Anything. So let's see. Turn the wheel to the right all the way. Let's see what we got. Looks like it cleared it. Wow. Well, I'll see if I can show you, anyways. So, that one is wide open as you'd expect. On this side, it does seem to clear. You can probably barely see it, but it's only as good as I can, so. Well, maybe let me look from the bottom. See, I'll have to use you as my eyes. But that is cleared. You can see it right there. That's full lock. Does not contact it. Amazing. Try the other side. Again. And that side clears. Oh, perfect. I think we're going for a test drive. obviously this isn't going to demonstrate how well it actually affects the braking capabilities, but I would have to think that it'll help. The couple times a year that I will end up at a road course, I would really think that the additional airflow across the rotors is going to be beneficial, especially for the price, and it's all factory stuff, so I don't think it takes away from the value of the vehicle at all. It has already bottomed out after all.